Step up.
Life without parole. As to count 4 for the offense of attempted murder.
This man named Ryan Stone, who led police on a chase through 5 counties. News helicopters broadcast his every move live on TV. Stone was convicted of carjacking 3 vehicles, including one with a 4-year-old child inside, leading police on a high-speed chase exceeding 100 miles per hour. The footage shows Stone's vehicle clipping a trooper with Colorado State Patrol who was trying to put stop sticks, causing serious injuries to him. We then see Stone forcibly removing another victim from their car before speeding off. The chase ended when Stone abandoned his car and tried to escape on foot. He ran through a busy intersection, slipping on ice and losing his jacket, and finds himself trapped by a fence before finally surrendering to police. Ryan Stone is now in the county jail, but he remains unapologetic, even believing he should be paid for his internet fame.
Hey, did you know I made the news in the UK and Australia? What? Yeah, you get paid by YouTube. So, Channel 7 News, I believe, is going to be the one that gets paid for that. Well, I'm going to contact Channel 7 News. I want to get paid. You guys are getting paid using my name and my video footage.
In court, Stone tries to explain his actions, blaming emotional stress and drug use. The judge doesn't entertain it for a second, seeing through his attempts to downplay the seriousness of his actions. Stone is convicted on 18 charges, including attempted manslaughter, child abuse, and assault. The judge, considering the danger Stone posed to the public and his apparent lack of remorse, hands down a severe sentence of 160 years in prison. This is Esteban Carpio, who was initially brought in for questioning about the stabbing of an 85-year-old woman, but Carpio's interrogation took a horrific turn. He was left alone with Detective Sergeant James Allen. Carpio grabbed the detective's gun, shot him twice, killing him. Then, in a desperate bid for freedom, Carpio jumped from a 3rd-story window and fled. But thankfully, police caught up with him just 45 minutes later. Esteban Carpio's courtroom appearance is shocking. He wears a mask designed to prevent spitting and biting, his face visibly injured. The scene causes an uproar, with family members shouting accusations of police brutality.
Step up. Step up.
Not guilty! I'm not guilty! I'm not guilty, Steven!
It's gross police brutality. He was mentally ill, and he needed help, and we couldn't get it. We tried and tried, and he didn't deserve this.
But an FBI investigation found that Carpio's injuries came from his jump and struggle with police, not from brutality. In court, facing the weight of his actions, Carpio said,
"Every day I face the facts of what I did and what happened."
He got life in prison without parole. The Cincinnati courtroom falls silent as Jaleel Smith Riley takes his seat at the defendant's table because this guy just confessed to his crime. The victim was a young couple, Portia Brooks and Aaron Martin. 20-year-old Portia Brooks was in her car with her boyfriend, Aaron Martin, when Smith Riley and 2 others approached, intending to rob them. When they found out Martin had no money, Smith Riley shot him in the head, causing permanent brain damage. Then he turned the gun on Brooks, firing shots that would take her life 3 days later.
Sorry. Go back on. I'm so sorry.
Smith Riley's lawyer tries to paint him as sorry for what he did.
This is somebody that feels genuine remorse. This is somebody that thinks about this every day, and he knows that he can't go back in time and undo what he did.
Brooks's mother takes the stand, and you can feel the pain in her voice.
But he killed me mentally, emotionally. He killed my identity as a mother of 3, as a family of 4.
Then Brooks's sister speaks up.
I have to deal with life without Portia, so he should deal with life without parole.
She's not asking for revenge. She's demanding justice. The judge listens to it all, and in the end, he announced Smith Riley sentenced for his life in prison without the possibility of parole. After hearing this, Smith fell in the courtroom.
Four defendants serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4 for the offense of attempted murder,
Seth Welch and Tatiana Fusari, a religious farming couple from Cedar Springs, Michigan, faced charges for the murder of their 10-month-old daughter, Mary Welch. They admitted to police that they noticed the baby was underweight, but didn't seek medical help due to their religious beliefs and distrust of medicine and government. They put their beliefs before their child's life. The 911 call made by Seth Welch when he found his daughter's body is chilling in its casualness. When asked about the last time he had contact with the child, Welch responds,
It's about an hour and a half. I was waiting. I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I could do.
When was the last time you had contact with a child?
Last night, yesterday afternoon, about 3 p.m. She goes to bed, and that was that.
Okay, so you put her to bed yesterday at 3 p.m.?
Yeah, and then this morning at 10.
So you're saying it is normal for your children to sleep from around 3 p.m. till 10 a.m.?
Usually about 9:30, yeah.
And you said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you consulted with a lawyer?
Yep.
Do you believe she was beyond help already?
Oh, yeah, she was dead at the door.
After the autopsy later revealed that Mary died from malnutrition and dehydration due to neglect, a slow and painful death that could have been easily prevented with basic care. In court, the judge informs the couple of their charges. Now Seth Welch and Tatiana Fusari confront the harsh reality of spending the rest of their lives behind bars. They stand accused of felony murder and child abuse, charges that carry penalties of life imprisonment without parole.
That you're both charged with what they call felony murder while in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of child abuse in the first degree. They're alleging that you murdered one Mary Welch. That is a charge called homicide felony murder. It is life without parole. It requires a DNA sample to be taken upon arrest, which is often like a cotton swab or in the inside of your cheek. The second offense that you're both charged with is called child abuse in the first degree, where they're alleging you knowingly or intentionally caused serious physical harm to a child. They're talking about this Mary Welch. It is a felony, possible penalty of up to life imprisonment or any term of years less than life.
Our next case is about Diana Lovejoy, a woman from Carlsbad, California. Her story begins with a bitter divorce from her ex-husband, Greg Mulvihill. After the divorce, the court ordered Diana to pay $20,000 to Greg for his share of their family home and to share custody of their son. But Diana became very angry by hearing the court orders. So she made a plan and teamed up with her boyfriend, Weldon McDavid, to kill her ex-husband. Greg was shot in the torso, but fortunately the bullet missed his heart and he survived. The court had enough evidence to convict both Diana and McDavid for attempted murder and conspiracy.
It's so painful that some people in this world seem to think that I would have it in me to do this.
Then the jury announced,
"We, the jury, find the defendant, Diana Jean Lovejoy, guilty of the crime of attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill."
The moment guilty is announced, Lovejoy collapses. She faints right there in the courtroom that silences everyone except her crying family members.
Of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
All right, we're going to need to take a break. You're done. And if we could have, the jury go back into the
She's taken away by medics, still appearing unconscious, though doctors later confirmed she had only fainted. Despite the dramatic scene, the court's decision stands. Lovejoy receives 26 years to life in prison, and McDavid, who pulled the trigger, gets an even harsher sentence that is 50 years to life.